Okay. Hi guys, today I'm here with Voltaire. I'm sure 99.99% of you know of him. And he is a music artist, creator, animator, stop motion animator, anything you want, he probably has done or is doing it. And today I'm here to talk about, well, how he feels about being a Gothic icon, how it was becoming one, who his mentors were.
I'm a Gothic icon?
You are. See? This is what we're going to ask about, and we'll just let him talk. So, right now you're going into a new album, Raised by Bats.
Almost done.
There we go. And what made it so important now as opposed to before or after? Like, what made it now?
Raised by Bats specifically?
Yeah.
Midlife crisis.
There we go.
Midlife crisis, ladies and gentlemen. I am 46 years old, and in January I will be 47, which will make, it'll be my 30th anniversary of running away from home. I was 17 years old when I ran away from home in 1984, and back then, you know, I thought of myself as a singer and songwriter, but I didn't play an instrument, so no one ever took me seriously as a musician. And during that time, I wrote a song called The Masquerade, which is really about like running away from home and kind of finding a magical place like New York City, where you can kind of reinvent yourself, and where the horrors of New Jersey no longer weighed me down. And as I continued trying to be a musician, which was a struggle, not playing an actual instrument myself, I collaborated with people. I wrote a song called Wake Up from This Horrible Dream. I wrote a song called The Night. I wrote a song called Never. But when I finally did learn to play the acoustic guitar and I started being able to accompany myself, by that point I had really gotten inspired by Tom Waits and Rasputina and the concept of making music that could have been made 200 years ago. So I kind of fell into having this style. You know, if you listen to When You're Evil, like anything, basically anything off of any of my other albums,
yeah.
It's all acoustic. There are violins, cellos, accordions, horns, etc. Nothing that requires electricity. And it wasn't until recent history where I started to think about the songs that I wrote when I was 17, 18, 19. And because I really do believe that life is kind of cyclical, and as I hit 47 and start to feel like the clock ticking on the end of my life, it became so pertinent to me, some of the things that I loved so passionately and believed in so passionately when I was 17, that I didn't have the skill or the power or the money to make happen. And so for me, this is like an opportunity to almost like get in a TARDIS, go back in time, meet my 17-year-old self, and make his dreams come true.
Right. Well, pertaining to that, you picked a lot of traditional Gothic icons as well as newer ones like the Birthday Massacre. It was an amazing show, and Chibi is the cutest. What made you pick them? Was it like a personal inspiration or just like...
Well, yes, as you sort of touched upon, the album, it's all guest musicians, right? So Brian Viglione of the Dresden Dolls plays all the drums.
And you did with Amanda Palmer previously.
On another album,
yes.
Ray Toro of My Chemical Romance plays guitars on Raised by Bats. The bass player from Sisters of Mercy, Mission UK, the Cult in the UK, and The Alarm, Craig Adams, plays on the album. Melora Krieger of Rasputina. There's a song called Oh My Goth that has backing vocals by The Cruise Shadows, Bella Morte, Ego Likeness, Zombina and the Skeletons, and Angel Spit.
Did you check off the goth list?
Yeah.
Like how much can I'm missing someone.
Who have I missed? And so, to answer your question a little bit more succinctly, I went to see the Birthday Massacre at the Triton Festival in New York City at Irving Plaza just a couple of months ago. And I'd always kind of known about them and maybe heard a song or two, but it wasn't until I saw them live that I was completely blown away. So afterwards, you know, probably seeming a whole lot like a drooly fan, I went up to their merch booth, I bought a couple of their albums, and I spoke to Chibi and I said, look, I'm making this album, would you be interested in singing on it? She was very kind and very polite, and she gave me her email address, and I emailed her, and the long and the short of it is that she was familiar with who I was, which I didn't expect, and she was game. So I flew her down from Toronto, she came to New York, and we went to the studio and we recorded this song. She recorded vocals on Wake Up. Now, I have to tell you that because she's so talented and she has such an amazing voice, I thought, wow, I would be like completely squandering her talents if she just sang backup. You know what I mean? Like if she just like sang a harmony. know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I had to write a melody. I had to write new lyrics and a melody that weave through the main vocal melody, so that it's less of an incredibly talented person squandering their talents on backing vocals and more of a duet. So I basically took what I was singing about, and then I wrote the counterpoint, sort of female perspective.
Yeah.
And the two stories kind of, I wouldn't say collide, they weave through each other. And then it really is up to the listener to decide who to listen to.
Wonderful.
Whether you want to listen to me or you want to listen to Chibi. I'd go with Chibi.
You're pretty great too, by the way. So I think we have time for about one more question, and this one also has to do with your, not really characters, but different sides of yourselves, because each album, and I think, is completely different. You have the softer ones, you have like the Devil's Bris versus, well, your current one, and now you're going back to...
That was Bris.
Sorry.
No, Bris is a cheese. And as cheesy as that album may be.
I loved it.
Yeah, but no, a lot of people don't know this, but a Bris is the Judaic ceremony of circumcision.
Oh.
So basically what I was saying with the title of that album is like, it's the devil's circumcision.
That works.
The devil's
too.
getting circumcised. You know what I mean? Which is
Yeah.
it's sort of like a wry kind of wink saying, this seems like a really evil album. The
Yeah.
album cover art, I look like a demon. What it really is sort of like a wink to all things evil.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
So that's what that's about. But anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Sorry, I'm Kansas. I don't speak good English. But
I speak English good.
I do not.
I'm not a cunning linguist.
So, with your current quote-unquote character is a pirate, obviously, with your super cool eye patch and hat. And now you're going back to a 17-year-old. Well, what?
No, I'm not trying to be a 17-year-old.
You're retouching on
Yes,
your 17-year-old
yes,
self, so to
yes.
speak. How do you really, how does your stage in life really create this new perspective on your album and how you look? And
I'm so glad you asked. I have no idea. The simple answer, I mean, like, look, I do whatever seems amusing to me at any given time. Honestly, that's how albums get made. You know, like, The Devil's Bris was what it was supposed to be. The Devil's Bris, as it's now called, is what it was supposed to be. It's, you know, it's these, like, old-sounding songs that kind of are sinister but have a comical side. And then Almost Human was like an exploration of the neoclassical, like taking the same kind of like Eastern European folky sentiments, having these neoclassical string sections. And every album has just honestly just been like, what am I into now?
Right.
What excites me now? And so what I wear on stage sometimes, not always, sometimes is also a reflection of what I'm into. And yes, these days I'm kind of dressing like a pirate. And it probably has everything to do with the fact that when I was like a teenager, not even 17, maybe 13 or 14, I was watching a show called Night Flight, and they showed this music video, and in the music video, this guy in a tri-cornered hat with these like two 18th century pistols jumped out of a fucking tree with a cape on and yelled, "Stand and deliver!" at this carriage. And he had a white line drawn across his face, and I just thought to myself, I want to be that guy.
And now you are.
And that guy's adamant. And so, you know, he was certainly somebody who also inspired my
Another god icon.
aesthetics. Yeah, so, you know, I still want to be adamant, I think.
I think everyone does.
And so, you know, but now, you know, these days I'm just, like anything goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and you can fund his new album, Raised by Bats, on his Indiegogo, which is...
Easiest way to get there is just go to Voltaire.net. If you go to Voltaire.net, you'll find my toys and my films and my books and my albums, and somewhere in there there's a link to my YouTube page.
Somewhere.
This is your YouTube channel. This is your YouTube channel.
This is my YouTube, Lily Savage.
Yeah, my YouTube channel is called The Lair of Voltaire, and I do a little thing called The Lair of Voltaire with my desiccated co-host, Mr. Orville Dedenbacher. He's going to be so jealous because there's so much meat on you.
I know.
You are not desiccated at all.
I am not one of those skin girls.
No,
So
well, no, that's not what I meant. I just meant you're not desiccated.
I am not desiccated.
You're not desiccated.
Well,
You know, you can't compliment a lady anymore. You really can't, you know.
I enjoy being not desiccated, though.
You shouldn't be desiccated. You
Not
look
desiccated.
moist.
Thank you.
That's not.
Well, there you have it. I'm moist by Voltaire himself. And if you guys have any other
This
sweet...
is not working out, is it?
No, it's perfect.
You're healthy. you know.
Thank you. See, I'm healthy and moist.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.